Hello everyone, welcome to Chasing Adventures, and in this video we are going to take a look at FireMaple's all-new Star X2 Pro and talk about its pros and cons. So if you guys have been following my channel, you know that I love FireMaple product and I use it almost every time when I'm camping. And it's mostly remote stove where you hook up to the gas canister by using a hose, because most of the time I'm car camping like today and I don't have to worry about saving weight or space. But I am planning on backpacking camping trips soon, and I think this type of system will be perfect for those trips. Now, if you've never heard of FireMaple before, I'm sure you heard of jetboil, and while this is an exact copy of jetboil concept, the cost is very different. Now, as a disclaimer, I never used jetboil system, so I can't compare how good or bad the fire stove system is. But from reading some of the reviews from jetboil users, it seems like everyone was having issues with the igniter because I don't know why, but they put it right inside the burner, which over time the ceramic parts will frail from the heat and break apart. But other than the minor igniter issue with the jetboil, people still love it and seems to work really well. But if there's a cheaper alternative that works just as well as the jetboil or close to, why spend the extra money, right? You could purchase more gas canister with the difference. So first, let's unbox it and see what's all included. Out of the box, we have the whole system in this carrying bag that includes 1 liter pot, a pot stand, the stove with igniter, and the gas cartridge stand. Now, this is an upgrade or better system to the current FireMaple X2. And from what I could tell just by looking at pictures of the current X2 is the handle no longer has plastic covering. And I guess they got rid of it to shave off some weight, or over time plastic can wear out and break apart. So that's why I think they went with the all stainless steel for the handle. And this locking system for the handle is different as well. The cutout for the outlet holes are much bigger with the X2 Pro. The lid seems to be different. Now it's non-transparent, stronger silicone. And the stove base seems to be reinforced with stainless steel for durability. But they were still able to shave off 70 grams compared to the current X2, as the X2 Pro only weighs at 560 grams. And when it's packed, it's 5.2 inches by 8.1 inches. And when it's assembled, it's 5.2 inches by 10.2 inches, which hasn't changed from current X2 system. And going back to the lid, it has 3 vent holes with the lip, and it's a tighter seal as it goes over the lip of the pot. The pot is made with anodized aluminum with protective heat cover, and the output is 7500 BTU, which hasn't changed from current X2 system. Now, I've noticed FireMaple likes to use this locking design. I mean, it's very secure when it's locked in place, but it just kind of hangs there, so there might be a mixed feeling about this. But nonetheless, it's a clever design that works. And the gas cartridge stand has a cutout for all isobutane containers, including the smaller 4-ounce bottles. And I wanted to show you that you could fit a 8-ounce isobutane canister inside the pot with the pot stand and lock the lid. Now, how this type of system works is that if you look at the bottom of the pot, there are these heat fins or heat spreaders. And what this will allow to do is, first, it'll act as a windscreen and trap the heat that's coming out from the stove and spread the heat evenly, making it more efficient to boil the water and quicker than a traditional stove would. And since it's able to boil quicker, it's going to use less gas as well. And FireMaple claims that this stove can boil 0.5 liters or 2 cups of water in 1 minute and 42 seconds. But keep in mind that testing was probably done in an enclosed testing area with perfect conditions. So let's find out how this will perform in the real world scenario. All right, so I got my timer, 2 cups of water, and we are currently sitting at 61.2 degrees with a little bit of breeze. Now let's see how long it'll take to boil 2 cups of water. So it boiled 2 cups of water in 2 minutes and 20 seconds, which is not all that bad. Now you could also use the stove with other pots by placing the pot stand. And to put the pot stand, first open the pot supporters and line it up with the grooves on the bump of the stove and turn it to lock it. And this will allow you to cook a whole variety of different meals and not just freeze-dried meals. Now let's talk about pros and cons of this stove, and we'll start with the pros. First off, the quality of the stove is excellent. It is nicely made, well constructed, using high quality materials, and the fit and finish is very good as there are no rough edges and feels very solid with one possible exception, and we'll cover that in the con section. And in my opinion, the stove is pretty light and can easily be used when backpacking. There are no complicating setups with the stove, so you could start cooking right away, and the performance is very good. And the igniter works every single time and never had an issue firing up. And the stove is very stable when using it with the included stand. And the included pot stand is also a plus because with the jetboil system, you have to purchase it separately. Now the cons for the stove are, well, there isn't much except the design of the heat spreader. I wish they were a little taller, thicker, and wider so that it's placed closer to the heat source. That way it could have shorter boil time, and less boil time equals to using less gas, so it'll run much more efficiently. But other than that, I really don't have any cons for this stove. So who is this stove for? Well, obviously for backpackers, but even for overlanders or campers that likes to eat freeze-dried meals, or in my case, I like to eat cup ramen, so this will be great for that too. Or if you're an emergency preparer and have lots of freeze-dried meals at home as a preparedness package for emergencies, you're going to need a system like this to be stored with your prepare kit so that you could make meals for your family in a case of emergency. And if you're watching this because you're comparing other cheaper alternatives to the jetboil system or even an MSR system, I say get the FireMaple because the difference is pretty minimal. I mean, we're talking about 189 grams, which is like 2 scoops of protein powder as far as the weight goes, and few second difference in boil time. But if cost is not an issue for you, or you need the lightest cooking system, or you care about branding, well, then get the jetboil or MSR system. But my pick will still be FireMaple because I like to save money when I can and use that money towards something else. And I know money is tight for a lot of people these days, including myself. But I still want you guys to enjoy spending time outdoors and feel comfortable doing so. And nowadays, you could build a catalog of gears that is much cheaper, but works just as well as the expensive brands. And that's exactly the point of the system is. And if you like to save money, you could use my discount code CHASINGADV10, and you get extra 10% off on this stove or any other FireMaple product. And they have a ton of cool products, so make sure to check them out. And I also reviewed other FireMaple stoves, so if you want to check those videos out, I'll leave the link in the video description along with the link to this stove and the discount code for you guys. So that's all I have for you guys today. And if this video was informative, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new to our channel for more content like this. And until next time, keep chasing adventures, and I'll see you all on my next video.